Well, welcome back to another day's projects here at East 40 Farm. I am coming out here behind the house and behind the creamery building, which is unfinished, into the wasteland that is the back of beyond. And I am out here. I've got a couple of projects that need to be tackled this month. One of which is a broken drain line that is just weeping. It's been broken all summer. It's been washing water and gray water down the hill. We also seem to have some kind of burrowing animal activity back here. I want to nip in the bud. And I see some freshly dug tunnels right there. And so I got to get that going and get out of here. I want to rip out these locust trees that are in the way and remove this pile of lumber that's been sitting here for 5-8 years, maybe 7 years anyway, at the very least. And basically clean up the junk that's in this area, get a new drain line in, fix that broken drain. But right now, I'm still moving manure. This was where we bedded the calves last winter, all in this area here. And so it's pretty much been abandoned since then. Some garbage piles, and it's finally dried out enough. It was just so wet all summer. I did some work back here during the summer, but just moving things around. It really was just reorganizing junk and moving it around. I have a lot to do here and not a lot of time. There's some wire. I guess the excavator's gonna find that. So anyway, I'm just got to pull these locusts. I'm going to tear out this fence because we're going to put in a new all-electric fence, move the calf hut, and get this giant pile of manure out of here. Right now, Marianne and I are going to move the manure pile down lower so the Gidget, where are we? So the Gidget out there can get it and get it out of the way. I probably won't get far on this project today. It's a bitter, nasty, windy day. I got the COVID vaccine the other day and still achy from it. Plus, I've got that stitch in my side from the accident, which is just dragging me down. We still don't know what that is. And right now I've got the cows shut out from the barn so they can't come into this area. I want to try and get whatever I can done here today. It's supposed to be a nasty, sloppy day tomorrow. Rain, sleet, snow, and then it's going to get warm for the end of the week, so I'll come back here later. This is a continuing project. I'm just trying to pick away at it, and oftentimes that's the only way we can get these jobs done, is spend 15-20 minutes, a half hour, an hour here and there just to make sure that we can get stuff finished. This one does have a deadline. I have to get the drain between the end of the creamery and the fence line coming down the hill here. I got to get that installed before the end of the month, and certainly before we get a significant amount of winter weather, because that drain will help stop all the water that's running down into the barnyard. And cleaning this area up will also help give me a vision for where and how the milking parlor needs to sit in here, which is also part of this whole exercise. Extending this barn to the old barn and getting a milking parlor fit in here. Well, I've been messing around here for quite a while, and I don't think I've made much progress. I did get rid of some of the manure. I still got about 5 loads, bucket loads worth to get out of here. The big problem is I would love just to be able to use the excavator and move this once, put it in a dump trailer, and then go dump it. I don't have that option, and so that's it's taking me a long time, bucket by bucket, with the skid steer to get this stuff out of here. I got to take the manure down the hill and dump it in a pile, which I'm not happy about down there. But at least I can stir it up and make compost out of it down there later this winter. And up here I'm taking the clay and the big stones, and I'm just using it as fill down below on that pipe over the piping project down below the barn, and using it to kind of grade in some of the steeper parts there. Big problem is the temporary milking parlor has to stay here until spring. This is going to be the foundation pit for the new barn, and the level of the barn will match that footing there. I got to dig out it's a 6-inch footing, 6-inch slab. I got to dig out a foot below that, and this will all get packed full of stone, and then the new slab will be poured on here. But I don't want to do all that excavation right now, because I know that as the cows are in this yard over the winter, there'll be manure, there'll be hay, there'll be stuff that'll need to be scraped out. So I'll be scraping this out multiple times this winter, and so it'll go down. So I'm not trying to get it down to subgrade yet. I've still got this hillside to deal with and everything that has to happen up there. And between the wind today and just not feeling great, the wind is really addling me. It's just blowing that gate around. That gate swung open a couple of times and almost hit the skid steer. I think I'm going to stop for lunch and see what happens after lunch. I have a project I have to, now that it's winter, I'll show you in maybe a separate video or maybe part of this. I have to clean the tracks of the skid steer every night after I'm done with it, where they freeze and lock solid. And we've already had some issues with some damage to the final drive. One of the final drives is a skid steer because of frozen mud and manure packed in there. I don't have a place to garage it that's heated. Don't have a place to garage it at all right now. That's coming up. We got to get the milking parlor done first. And so it becomes a daily task to clean and wash out the undercarriage of the skid steer. So I'm going to have to do that later tonight. But right now, I'm going to stop for lunch. And I got to put up a fence across here between the barn at that corner and the barn at that corner to keep the cows out of here. It did run along this hillside before, but I just got to throw off something temporary, and then I'm going to let the cows in here. I'm sure they're curious as heck to find out what I've been doing. Well, it's something like 4:30, and I've stopped doing what work I was doing behind the barns. I didn't get a lot done today. But now it's time to clean the tracks on Gidget. It's a little dark. It's getting towards the end of the day, and I need to get this done because I still have livestock chores to do before milking. And this is going to take about a half hour because I have to scrape out the mud, and then I've got to wash it with some water. I like to pressure wash it, but I got the pressure washer packed away for the season right now. Might break it out to clean the parlor on a sunny day coming up soon, but otherwise I've just got to crack on with this and get these cleaned. I don't know if it's a design flaw of this particular machine or what, but the undercarriage gets packed full of mud and soil from driving in it, and it doesn't self-clean. And if I don't get that out of there now, well, it's not frozen. If it freezes, it'll mean the machine is immobile until it thaws. And if I don't get that out of there and it freezes, it could also expand and break things. The other thing is it packs in along this rail here, and there's hydraulic lines there. What I hate is it happened before. A stone got pushed up through the mud and got shoved by all the mud and punctured a hydraulic line with a sharp edged stone. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the next short while, clearing out the tracks. Good morning. It is snowing here on whatever the 9th of November. And I'm just getting Gidget warmed up. It is later than I want it to be.
Right ahead. Yeah, a quick comment.
All right. It's later than I want it to be, but Allison needed some help getting going on deliveries today. It is colder than I thought it was supposed to be today. It's barely above 30, barely above freezing right now. Allison just left for deliveries. It's supposed to turn to rain later. It was already supposed to be a lot warmer than it is right now, and I'm afraid that I didn't get my tracks cleaned out enough, and this mud in here is frozen. So I'm hoping that I can move Gidget, because again, it was supposed to be well above freezing by now, not right at freezing. And there's no sunshine for solar gain to help warm this up. So if the tracks are frozen, I'm kind of screwed for feeding the pigs and anything else I wanted to do today. I'm about to feed the pigs if I can get Gidget going. But the other task I have today, I'm just checking the cows. Cows are going to need a bale, so I definitely have to get Gidget going. And the final chore, since it's such nasty weather and I really don't want to be, I guess I should bring them some sawdust if I can too, if Gidget will go. But then I've got to get the I've got to get the heat hut going. This is the heat hut. You may have seen it by now. And it is how we heat the creamery, the barn, and the milking parlor during the winter. It's a wood-fired gasification boiler system. And it's still in summer storage mode. It's still packed full of junk. And I got to dig it out and start to get it ready to go. Now, I did put a couple days worth of firewood in here back under all these bags. I guess I did that about a month and a half ago. I'm going to have to uncover the firewood, get all these bags cleared out. There's some grain and some tools and things stored in there. Dig that all out, get power back to the shed, and get it ready for burning. And I also have one more task I need to do in here inside the milking parlor. Oh, that reminds me, I've got also, there's a pump that drives these heat lines that circulate the hot water through this car radiator. Now, last year, I tried to get this system going and I screwed up and blew the lines out because I overpressurized the system. It caused a big leak. I got splashed with scalding water. Definitely not my finest moment. I'm using the car radiator to kind of generate some heat in here. It's a primitive home-built system on this end. Everything else is normal and radiators and everything else. But here, because of the harsh environment, I didn't want to spend a lot of money. I didn't have a lot of money to spend, so I used a car radiator. But like I said, I overpressurized the lines, blew them, had to shut down the system, crimp them off, and never actually got this going last year. Fortunately, it was a mild winter, but I don't think we're going to be as lucky this year. It's already cold. It's already colder than it was last November when I was still putting in the system. I don't think I got this system going much before Thanksgiving last year. And so we've got to get this going. Got to connect these lines today. It's going to warm up later this week, so I'm really not panicked about getting the system going. But I do need to get it going. And today is as good a day as any to at least start the process of working on it, because I really don't feel like doing anything else today with the weather as it is now and as it might change. So that's the plan. Well, Gidget's working and I can move her, so that's great. Means I'm going to go ahead, well, I've got her warmed up and running. Go ahead and feed the pigs and go grab a bale and feed the cows. Probably a little early to feed the cows, but might as well get it done while I'm out and going, because it's 1 o'clock and I just remembered I have make a delivery. I've got to go out and make a delivery, and I have to go do a pickup when I'm out on the delivery. So I might as well just get the cows out of the way now. That way, if if the delivery takes longer, it won't be a thrash to get the cows fed later if it gets dark or if the weather turns worse. I think the cows will appreciate being fed right now. We're not going to be able to get a shipping container down here anytime soon, and I don't have time to get it converted like I was hoping because I've got some other projects that I need to get done. And we're still getting, without the truck or trailer, I'm still having to get silage bales delivered, and I'm at the beck and call of the guy hauling. So I was counting pigs and looking over the pig yard as I get down here. And so I am going to bring the horse trailer down here, and because I don't have a truck that I can bring down into the pig yard here, I've got a thing coming for the skid steer so I can move the horse trailer. We'll use the horse trailer to house the pigs during foul weather, and then on first week of December, I got to haul 3 of them in anyway to the slaughterhouse, so that'll make that easier, I hope. Anyway, here we are at the pigs, and I'll get out and we'll get these porcine buddies fed and then get back on with the program. Hi, kids. Yeah, I know. You're hungry. You kicked your pumpkins out. How come you didn't eat your pumpkins? Well, I'm down here trying to record setting up the horse trailer as some temporary pig housing. Now, we do have to haul the pigs, 3 or 4 of them to slaughter in early December, I think December 4th. And it is now the 13th or 14th of November, so about a little less than a month, a couple weeks away. So this isn't a miss. I'm hoping that they'll like the trailer as a place to live, and it'll be easier to catch them. I'll have to throw Ginger and her littles out in order to haul them away. There are some flat tires on the trailer, I noticed. I didn't film any of the trailer getting down here, although it was cool. I used this new fitting for the forks of the skid steer, but I managed to not only misplace my tripod, but also my nice, really decent clamp that I use to hold the phone. And the cheapy, you'll see from the time lapse, the cheapy suction cuppy one I got just isn't, in this cold weather, sticking to the skid steer at all. So it is what it is. I do need to seal up this hole down there. Not quite sure. I've got some boards I can throw in there, or maybe just this bale of hay, because the littles need to come up here. I was going to bring something for a ramp, and I haven't. I don't have it with me, and I don't want to leave the pigs to navigate this alone. Oh, sweetheart's got a cut on her nose. What's the matter, Spots? Somehow she got a cut on her nose. There's been a bit of thrashing around today. So let me see if I can temporarily fill that gap either with a board or a bale. And then I can bring down a ramp in a little bit. Hi, sweetie. What's the matter with your nose, sweetheart? Hi, baby. Hey, Spots. She'll heal. Okay, I think I've got everything secured. Hot wires are free of any metal, so they can't get accidentally bumped and short out. You got a trailer full of hay, and it's about a 1 foot step up, but I think the little littles will manage that. The bigs certainly will walk right in there. So let's just hope. I'll come down and check them after a while. Don't want anybody escaping. It's sun. What setting now? The chipmunk setting again?
This sound like a man.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
So lower the camera down just a smidge.
There? That work?
I can't understand.
The things we do to try and keep customer satisfaction at a high level around here.
Maybe a little more?
Lower? How low can you go?
Maybe.
All right, I'll mark that.
That should work.
Okay. Where's the holster for it?
Thank you.
Where's the holster for it?
In here.
Okay. I hope you don't have this reaction when people are actually standing here. Laughing at them will not be good.
I can see you. Can you please demonstrate the opening of the refrigerator?
Allow me to open the fridge. It is remarkably devoid of cheese. What's this one taste like? What's this one taste like? Do you have any cheddar?
I can send you up the road better.
These square ones look funny. Okay, how's that? Is there cheese in here? Can I buy this strudel?
Alright, well, I can hear you better now, too. I don't know if it's...
Oh, that's good. Well, maybe because you're closer, you're not in the back hall. Go in the back hallway and I'll re-ring.
Yeah, good point.
Okay.
I'm gonna hang up. You ring me.
Yep. All right, so it is a bitter cold morning and we are now trying to improve the service at the Cheese Hut. So if you come to the farm from wherever, you will drive in the driveway and you will be met with the front of the house, our garbage pile, which I promise will get cleaned up one of these days, and the Cheese Hut. Cheese Hut is self-service for cheese, but does require service for pork and meats and specialty items. And if you're here to pick up an order, because you can pre-order online at www.east40farm.com or www.lakensgorgescheese.com. And you can pre-order and come and pick up here, and it'll either be in the fridge or be held in the larger cooler inside the commercial kitchen, in which case you have to notify us. And there is a sign on the board that says for self-service, honk or text or call. But go back to Neil's theorem number 57, nobody reads. So, yeah, there's that. And this sign here for the Farmer and Cheesemaker YouTube channel with QR code has been clicked a few times, which is rather nice. So, hi to all those who did that. Thank you. Typically what happens is we hear people driving away. And so they've either come and not bought cheese, they haven't understood the message on the board and the cheeses that are possibly in there, they haven't read the sign, they haven't tried to contact us in any way, and then they leave frustrated, which frustrates us because we don't want people to have a bad user experience here. So if you guys have any ideas how to make this easier and better serve the people who come here, it would be really appreciated. We're open to suggestions because we're farming. Allison's making cheese in there or preparing cheese boards or taking customer orders or on deliveries. I'm feeding cattle or mucking out or doing construction projects or running errands off farm. And so we want this to be as simple and self-serve as possible, but we do want to offer people help. So we put in the doorbell, hoping that people will use it, hoping that it will alert us to when people are here. We have driveway bells. We've tried digital sensors, all kinds of things to try and keep our attention and alert us. Because when you're in the creamery or the commercial kitchen with all the compressors running and the air conditioners and the coolers and refrigerators running and equipment, you just can't hear anything. It's hard to hear phone calls, hard to hear your own thoughts sometimes. And when I'm down the hill, almost impossible. Like I said, I usually hear a car door close, and by the time I'm up here, they're already driving away. And that happened last night at about 5:30. It was after dark. We saw lights, we heard a car. By the time we got here, they were already on the road. Turns out it was some customers who had come to pick up an order. The order wasn't in the freezer because we didn't know they were coming to pick it up. We had it somewhere else. And so, unfortunately for them and us, it was the third or fourth time that had happened, where they've come all the way here and didn't get what they came for. And we're really sorry about that. We do our best. And we want everyone to have a good, positive, sun's right in the way, a good, positive experience here at the Cheese Hut. So I'm also thinking maybe of painting the Cheese Hut. What do you think? Should we paint the Cheese Hut in bright yellow and blue letters, Cheese Hut or something? We're trying to come up with a way. I know there's garbage there that needs to be dealt with, and card tables and such that don't need to be here. But this really, we've dressed it up this much. We need to go the next step to make sure that people have a good experience. Thanks for watching. We really appreciate it. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. That really helps promote the channel, gets us more viewers, and helps us share our look at farm life behind the curd. Thanks again. Take care until next time. Bye.